What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. Today we have got a whole bunch more gameplay. I'm kind of going to ruin where we're at with terms of rank and such, and that's because I'm going to show you just a few things in the club first. Before we get into the gameplay today, one of the top comments on yesterday's video was, can I just show my team and talk about, since I've upgraded the team so much, talk about the players that I enjoy, the players that I don't like, and where next I need to improve the team, and so on and so forth. And so just to get into what we're talking about with Foot Champs, I'm having a great weekend. I'm actually playing some fantastic FIFA. I am 17-2 right now. I've lost 2 games, obviously. One game on penalties to a guy that bounces in and out of Elite 1 and Top 100 in FIFA 18 and is quite clearly a very good FIFA 19 player. And the second game that I lost to was actually a professional football player, hence the thumbnail and probably the title of today's video. He absolutely obliterated me. Fair play to him. He was just a considerably better player than me. His team was very, very good. Obviously, he had his 99 rated pro card. And, I'm no shame in the 2 games that I lost. I'm playing great FIFA. I've got 11 games to go. It's 6 p.m. on Monday right now. So there's how long's left for Foot Champs? A few hours. We got 12 hours. I don't necessarily know how many I'm going to get through, not because I don't want to play them, because I'm playing good enough FIFA right now where I do want to play. I want to push up to Elite and just get in there and just be happy with myself. But I've got a lot of stuff going on this evening. As you could probably hear, I'm really unwell again. Like a couple of weeks ago, I was really unwell, and then right now I'm really unwell again. And I was hoping I'd be over it by now, and it's just exhausting me. It's just completely burning me out. I know that's like some lame excuse and such, but I'm going to try and push on through as many as I can. But also, I want to get Foot Champs qualified on my main account because I want to start doing squad builders through Foot Champs this coming weekend league on that account. But that's neither here nor there. So we're 17-2. Gold 2 anyway is decent. We'll get the rare gold pack, the 2 rare mega packs, and the 45k coins. Funnily enough, what I'm going to be doing now until the next promo comes out is I'm actually just going to be saving packs. We'll open the red player picks and such, but I'm going to be saving all packs. And then for Foot Rivals, I'm actually going to try and push back up into Division 1. I know I'm going to get, again, rank 3 if I wanted it from here. I've already got more points than I got last week, 7,400. It only finished at 6,600. So, hopefully I can get to rank 2. And again, at the very least, obviously rank 1 is ideal. 4 rare mega packs and 2 rare election player packs because I take untradeable. But rank 2 is still good as well. And we're a bit of ways at the moment. But I do want to push back up into Division 2 and Division 1. Because I just want to get better, because on the games that I lost here, I got outclassed on one of them, and the reason why I'm getting outclassed in specific games, and in fact, when you guys watch some of the gameplay here today, some of the games are just so tight and so tense. Now, what I've done this week very, very well is I've won the games that I should have won. In previous weeks and previous months in FIFA, even dating back to FIFA 18 and FIFA 17, I constantly have weekend leagues where I lose games to players and I feel like, damn man, I'm so much better than that guy and I really should have won that game and I came out as a loser. This weekend, that's not the case. I've beaten everybody that I should have beaten. I've also won a couple of really tough games against really good opponents, mostly obviously as we get up to the high form. And it's in no small part by how good my team is, but it's also from me implementing things that I see from the pro players again. Every time I watch the events, the pro events, I always come away a better player in spite of the fact that I haven't played things. And one thing that I noticed with the pro players, what they do a lot, is they just use left stick dribbling a lot. They don't sprint, they don't do really anything. They hold the ball a lot with one specific player in midfield, usually Vieira or Hullet or someone of that caliber. And they just kind of walk around the midfield waiting for the right pass or the right movement. Now, I've been trying that a lot this weekend, and although it has served me very well in many regards, one of the problems that I have with it, and one of the things that I want to get better with by using it more and more and more, is that if I don't find that pass, what happens is I usually lose the ball, and then people counter me straight away. Because if you're in the centre of the park walking around with, let's say for me, it would be Kante or Ballack or potentially Neymar and a Cam, if my opponent manages to smother me enough, steal the ball away, they've now got a situation where my entire midfield and attack are just completely out of the game and it's just my back line. So I definitely want to work on that area of my game. going forwards. And the other area of my game I want to work on is I really need to AI defend more. Again, one of the top comments from one of the previous videos was the fact that I manually defend way too much. I'm so used to manually defending. I've been manually defending for years and years and years. It's so hard to force yourself to not use your defenders. Obviously, the best players can do that, and so I really do want to AI defend far, far more. So with that being said, one of the tweets I got today was somebody saying to me, what did I learn from my losses? And the thing that I think I learned the most, and something that I think gets put on the channel a lot and such, is that it doesn't matter how good your team is or how much you abuse the broken game mechanics. If you are outclassed or if you just make mistakes, you will lose. You know, the team I lost to, 7-1, which is the pro players team, he had a great team. Was it better than mine? Probably not. It was probably as good as mine. And he absolutely dominated me. And that's largely because in some regards he outplayed me. He used a few techniques and methods that I haven't seen used before, or just that you don't expect from this game. And also, I just made a lot of mistakes. There was also a game, the game before I lost the second game, where I went 1-0 up and I gifted the guy 2 goals from just making mistakes. So it doesn't matter. You can have a full squad of 99 rated cards with 99 stats in every single category. And if you still make mistakes, you're just going to lose games. So I need to work on that area of my game, you know, and I'm willing to, you know, I'm enjoying playing the game again right now. In spite of the fact that it's difficult, they're strenuous games. And even at 17-2, in my mind, I still feel like I'm not going to finish extremely well. You know, I feel like from here, maybe 23 to 25 wins is what I would finish on. And that's because the caliber of players I am playing right now is extremely high. I've had 4 consecutive games where the players are just absolutely amazing. And I've managed to scrape through on a couple of those and lose on one of those. So, you know, it's not going to necessarily be easy. Just because I've already got such a, you know, good record. This is where the truth is. This is where the test comes. And, you know, I only need to go 6 wins and 5 losses to get elite. If I could get, where are we, 17-2, if I could win 10 and just lose 1, I'd get Elite 1 for the first time ever. I know I've got Elite 2 several times, so I have the capabilities to get there, but as I mentioned a few times before, because I'm not playing a lot of FIFA at the moment, because I'm playing the bare minimum that's required to get the best rewards available, I'm just not very sharp, and so for me to get sharp, I just need to play a lot more, which is why I want to play the 30 games, even if I bottle it completely and finish only Gold 1, which I would need to go 5 wins and 6 losses to at the worst case scenario to finish 22-8. If that's the case, if I actually bottle it to that degree, then so be it, because I'm not going to be able to push on and get better and learn from those mistakes if I don't play the games in the first place. So in regards to the team, in regards to the comment of, you know, how's my team feeling and such, what I want to show you guys is how I set this team up. Now, one of the things that I'm not doing well again right now is I don't have backup formations. I don't have a 3-back formation if I'm searching desperately for a goal. I don't have a 5-back or just a very defensive set of 4-2-3-1 formation if I'm looking to hold on to a lead. I don't have a formation change. Like my formation is quite narrow. I don't have like a 4-1-2-1-2 or a 4-4-2 setup in case I'm struggling to create chances and I just need to change. I'm really kind of like putting all my eggs into this 4-2-3-1 basket, which isn't a good thing. It's actually a very bad thing, because if, you know, I'm very one-dimensional in the sense that if somebody just kind of gets my gameplay or manages to stop what I'm trying to do and how I'm doing it, then all of a sudden I'm stuck and I don't have any plan B, and that's absolutely my fault. And I need to improve on that. I need to set up some more formations and such and go from there. So this is how the team lines up. Raul, Neymar in at cam, Bale, Ibra, Kante, Ballack, Ferdinand Varane, Eder Militao at right back, Juan Fran at left back. So somebody asked, as I said, where do I need to improve with this team? What do I not like about this team? Well, the first thing that I don't like about this team is having Juan Fran at left back, because even though he has a 3-star weak foot, having a right footer on the left-hand side is not great. And so as good as Eder Militao is, because I think he is phenomenal, even as a right back, with how good his stats are, like this is a great fullback. He, in 19 games, well, we were 17-2. So in the 19 games he's played for me, we have won 17 of those games. He has been absolutely phenomenal. What I hope to get in due course is another defender that I can put in here instead of Juan Fran, even if that means Bale going on to 8 chemistry or whatever, and getting ourselves a left footer for that left back role. That would be quite important. Other than that, my defense is absolutely spectacular. I'm very excited for Paolo Maldini whenever that SBC comes out. Obviously, I can use Rio Ferdinand in the Paolo Maldini SBC, even though Rio's played over 500 games for us now, and I'll take you through the tactics in a second as well, the games and goals and stuff. But other than that, the defense is absolutely spectacular. Kante and Ballack are unbelievable. I am most impressed with Michael Ballack. He's just fast becoming one of my favourite players to play with this year. He's nice and tall. He's got great work rates, 4-star, and he's just a beast in that CDM role. But because he's paired with Kante, who is just a little buzzing bee that no one can ever touch or keep up with or get away from, the partnership, the CDM pairing of Kante and Ballack are absolutely spectacular. Obviously, I have George Best on the bench, Mbappe on the bench, Tevez. I got Tevez. I barely played with him, and I wanted to play with him more. I don't know, man. My bench is spectacular. The players that I don't get to use are so good, and it's painful that I don't get to use them. But such is the way we've set this account up. But yeah, so in at Cam with Neymar, the reason why I picked Neymar over Best is because of the 5-star. Usually Neymar gets subbed off for George Best or sometimes Mbappe in late game. But I love this Neymar card. I would love to have had a better version of him. You know, obviously if we could have got either Vinicius Junior FFS card or the Team of the Year Neymar or such, that would have been amazing. And there is still an argument to be made that George Best is a better player. He has more stamina. His stats in general are actually fantastic. I'm not opposed to keeping Best out there and playing with him over Neymar. I absolutely think that would actually be pretty good as well. But I'm enjoying Neymar a lot at the moment, so I'm keeping him in there. With that being said, I also now have Best. As good as Best is, because he's been amazing for me, I've got Best and Ferdinand to turn in for better icons, and I will complete Nakata during the next promo at whatever stage it is, because now the Team of the Week SBC is gone, Nakata's going to come down in price. He was up at he started out about 390, 400. Then the Team of the Week SBC came out. He went up to like 440. And that's because he's 440 right now. And that's because the 83 rated squad and the 84 rated squad became really expensive. So the 83 rated squad, for example, right now is 44,000 coins. Now it does require an inform, but the cheapest 82 rated inform is like 10k. And the 83 rated part of the squad before the Team of the Week SBC was also about 10k. You could get 83 rated cards in general for like 1,000 to 1,200 coins. So the 83 rated squad is going to come down from 44k back down to about 20 to 22k. And then also the 84 rated squad right now is 73,000 coins, and again on the 21st of January, so a week ago, before the SBC came out, the Team of the Week SBC and stuff, it was as low as 36,000 coins. So you're going to be able to shave off at least 60 to 70,000 coins of Nakata, meaning that he's going to be around 370 to 390 plus some packs back. So I'm going to get him as an icon, and then I'll have lots of icons to put in for a much bigger icon, which will, for me, hopefully be Paolo Maldini. I think that's the one that I want in the squad. Other than that, the rest of this squad is unreal. Raul is amazing. If you guys remember, after 7 games, for me, Raul had scored 1 goal and had 2 assists in 7 games. And I thought to myself, this isn't good. This whole striker, because of the way I'm playing the game now with crossing as my primary goal scoring opportunity and method, having Raul was kind of irrelevant because he wasn't getting involved. However, since then, I've tried to mix my game up a little bit more than just crossing, because it was way too one-dimensional. I need to play the opportunities rather than play the mechanic. And off the back of that, he's gone from 1 goal and 2 assists in 7 games to, in the last 14 games, getting 14 goals and 5 assists, which is fantastic. Obviously, Zlatan Ibrahimovic is a beast for me. 48 goals and 35 assists in 71 games. One of the reasons why he hasn't scored as many goals as Gareth Bale is because his low stamina means that around the 60th to 70th minute, he's generally done. So it's time to bring him off and bring somebody else on. And I haven't found the perfect player to bring on for him yet, because nobody can replicate him. And then for me, Gareth Bale, absolute star man there. 67 goals and 30 assists in 65 games. Absolutely incredible. I love him very much. He is my favourite player. Even he does lose stamina a lot. He's only on 81 stamina. But 81 is much, much better, obviously, than 71, and it keeps him up there. But quite often, Bale, well, Ibra and Neymar usually come off every game, and then Bale normally gets subbed off in those really tight games where I need that extra injection of pace. So on the bench, I have Joelinton. He's pretty good for this meta. What I need to put on the bench is players that are more geared for the meta. Now, Aubameyang, you would think would work for it. He doesn't really get much of a boost. He's 6'2", 4-star, 4-star, good jumping and heading. If I could put the Sentinel Chem Star on him, which I think I will do, that will just give him a little bit of a bigger boost for jumping and heading coming off the bench. Because I should bring him on more because of how quick he is and the fact that he's tall and can jump. With the Sentinel Chem Style, he goes up to 84 jumping and 81 strength with 85 heading, which is very, very good, obviously. And we need to utilize him more. But what I'm sad about is not even, like, obviously the guys I've got on the bench I can bring on and use, which is great. You know, I bring on Mbappe a lot. I've used Rooney a bit. He scored a couple of goal and an assist for me in 4 games. I don't really bring on Tevez. I don't really bring on Aouar either. I think, 4 games, 2 goals. It just saddens me that, like, Kevin De Bruyne now sits on the bench. Felipe Anderson sits on the bench. Lala sits on the bench. And when we look at our untradables that we don't even use, I know I've been through this a lot, but we've got Sturridge, Pato. I don't care about Goetze, but Sturridge and Pato we've got sitting on the bench. Hernandez, Versalco, Davies. I mean, Davies we should probably have on the bench, in fact, instead of probably Joelinton, actually, because Davies has got that blistering pace and he's quite, nice and tall at 5'11", with decent jumping, terrible heading, mind, but with that extreme pace, agility and balance, he'll be a good one to have on the bench. But basically, in terms of how the team is, I need the next promo to be able to give me a much better fullback and someone to replace Neymar/Best. Other than that, this team is absolutely incredible. I wish I loved this game enough, and I don't right now. And this isn't a complaint. This is just my personal opinion and feeling on the game right now. I wish I loved the game enough where I could have two teams built and rotate between 2 teams, and so never need fitness cards again, and just keep switching between 2 teams, one fun team and one meta team. But I put so much emphasis on winning. Even though that's not necessarily the right thing, but I do put so much emphasis on winning that I end up just going for the sweatiest meta team. And although a fun team would still get me mostly the same sort of results, I might have lost a couple of extra games. Instead of 17-2, I'd probably be like 15-4 or something. I'm caught up in this team at the moment, and what do you guys think I should do? In terms of the team, though, I love it. I do need to improve one of the fullbacks and the cam. Outside of that, I just need better subs. I need more meta subs, and I want to be able to build a team to have fun with outside of the main team that I already have. But to do that, I would need to play the game more. But anyway, guys, this is going to be the end of the extremely long intro. Let's go and get into some gameplay. All right, guys, so into the gameplay we go. Let us get the first comment. It is from Schnato. Great name, Schnato. He says, do I have to do to win? Which is a phrase from yesterday's video. He said, is the reason the game is boring. People don't have fun don't play to have fun anymore. It's all about winning no matter what. A fun game mode would be very, very refreshing. And that is true, and it is sad. It is literally just the way it is. If you want to play this game to have fun, and we have talked about it a fair bit before, but if you do want to play this game to have fun, you have got to sacrifice your results to do so, because there are very few people out there that can play, have fun, and win. And that comes from the rise in social media and tips and tricks and such. For example, back in FIFA 12, for example, let's say this crossing meta existed, or the finesse shot meta. Let's say the finesse shot meta existed in FIFA 12. Videos in FIFA 12, a big video would have been 20 to 30,000 views. And that wouldn't have been enough of the user base to the point where it would have just ruined everyone's experience. Even the KSI kickoff glitch, I think in FIFA 13, the one where you'd pass it back, send the guy through, and then just chip through, ball it over, that would happen against me 1 in like 10 games. Now, today's world, if there was a kickoff glitch as overpowered as that, the pass back, chip through ball one, it would happen every single kickoff, because with the introduction of competitive FIFA, we have a scenario where people want to find every possible way to win. And that with the rise of social media, with that, there are multiple outlets for people to go and find that cheap tactic that allows them to win. I don't even think a fun game mode would necessarily make the game fun. The interesting thing for me is what's fun for me personally is winning. I loved the World Cup mode because it was easy, and it was fun because it was easy. I could have good gameplay, I could score fun goals, I could use effectively any single team that I wanted, and I would still win game after game after game after game. And that was because there was no matchmaking in the World Cup mode in the group stages. I think it was seeded in the knockout stages, but in the group stages, no matchmaking. Which meant, as somebody for me who is quite good at this game, you know, if you think of a pyramid and you put the top 100 and pro players at the very top tiniest little segment of the pyramid, I'm probably in the segment there just below that, so the elite players, and then you've got everybody else from below. So the likelihood, with no matchmaking, of me coming up against somebody either in my pyramid bar, the one above, or even the one below is almost non-existent. The likelihood is I would come up against one of the people that from the way below. So if there was no matchmaking, for example, in Foot Champions, or if there was no matchmaking in Foot Rivals, as somebody who is able to get up to Division 1, the chances are that I would consistently play Division 5 or Division 6 players, caliber players, because there are so many more of them. So by just by sheer volume of players, like it would just be really, really easy for players who are very, very good at this game to get much more favourable matchups, which would make it fun for them. However, it wouldn't then be fun for the people in Division 5 and Division 6 who are already playing against people at their highest level. And then they also have the opportunity to come up against super players anyway. So, you know, that necessarily wouldn't be fun. I don't know how EA can make this game fun. They've based it so heavily around rewards recently. The only way, my kind of viewpoint on how they could make it a lot more fun than it is now is to completely remove packs and coins as rewards and start offering players as rewards and start offering game modes, including tournaments, where there are restrictions that allow you to have to use these players. So in the FFS cards, for example, now that the FFS promo is done, it would be amazing if we had a tournament. I know there's no tournament mode, but it would be amazing if we had a tournament where you could win another FFS card that didn't make it. Where I think, who was one of the ones that was predicted to get there but didn't? I can't remember. But it would be awesome if there was another tournament where, or in draft or in Foot Rivals or something, you now have to play with a team that has 4 FFS cards in it. And at a certain point during the time, you would just get another FFS card. I think that would be good. And also the other thing that I think would make this game fun, in spite of the gameplay, is I think this game would be more fun if there was a progression system. If there was a way that you could take your 82 rated Fred and make him an 89 rated over time, or a 90 rated or a 91 rated if you put in that much time and effort, I think that would be awesome, because that way you could actually get your favourite players and make them usable and have fun grinding up to getting them usable. So I think that for me as well would be fun. Obviously my idea of fun and your guys' idea of fun might be completely different things, and that's absolutely okay. In fact, it'll be interesting. Put in the comment section, guys, what your idea of fun for FIFA would be outside of having a balanced playable game. The next comment is from Twim Jones. He says, is it really not possible for you to play all your weekend league games once in a month? I get you have a life and kids, but it's just not possible for you being a content creator to play your full games just like you did at the start of the series and like you have done in past years. Love your content. We'd just love to see you give it all in the weekend league with this team. It's absolutely possible for me to do it. Yeah, it's just whether or not it's valuable to do it. Last year, FIFA 18, my final full weekend league was the weekend league before Christmas. At Christmas, I gave up. I wanted to spend time with my family, with my kids. You know, my dog was sick, and I decided I'm not enjoying it. And of course, it was 40 games last year, so it was a little bit different. But I wasn't enjoying it enough, and I thought to myself, do you know what? I'm done. After that weekend, I played the weekend league 40 games again 2 more times throughout the year, and that's it. In FIFA 19, I've played the full weekend league all the way up to Christmas again. And then I've actually played it fully 2 more times since, I think, already. So I've actually played it almost as much this time as I did last year. But this is what I'm doing right here in terms of not playing the game as much is no different to what happened last year. And, I feel like I've explained it enough. But just to recap one more time, the reason why I don't really care to play the weekend league so much is because it just doesn't help the series. The red picks aren't great. Like there's no one I can get that would improve my team. Even if I was on a regular road to glory, it wouldn't help. Like what we found last year and what we're finding this year again now is that from this point onwards, the best way for me to improve my team is now trading, because it is considerably more efficient to make coins via trading and investing than it is via playing. And so with that in mind, it again comes down to the whole factor of fun. How much fun do I have when playing a full weekend league? And the sad truth is that I just don't have that much fun when grinding out 30 games, because it's sweaty and it's intense and it doesn't benefit me in any way. And I know as a content creator, you guys, some of you guys anyway, feel I have a duty to play all 30 games. I disagree with that. I feel like my duty is to bring you guys the best content. Here's the pro player that I played against as well, by the way. As you can see, he's got an absolutely exceptional team. I don't feel like I have a duty to play FUT Champs games, because before FUT Champs existed, people weren't like, oh my god, you have to play divisions. That wasn't a thing. Like now there's FUT Champs in the game. People just, they're entitled to think that they get to tell the content creator what they should and shouldn't do. And I don't necessarily think that's the case. So yeah, I mean, I would like to be able to play. Honestly, I would just like to be good enough at this game. And the catch-22 here is I know this is also my own fault, right? But I would like to be good enough at this game to the point where I know just hitting like 25 wins as a bare minimum was a normal, stress-free kind of like interaction for me. But because it's not, I don't enjoy pushing up towards it, and I know that's my fault, because I know to get to that point where getting 25 wins or more is a normal stress-free interaction, I have to play the game a lot, to grind very hard, to get very good, to make it not be that tough, you know. So I understand the kind of hypocrisy of the situation, but yeah, I could absolutely play all 30 games. And if EA changed the reward structure, if for example during the FFS promo, if the red player picks were the FFS cards instead of the Team of the Week cards, I would have 100% played all of my weekend league games, because I would have wanted to try my best to get 3 of those FFS red player pick cards. But because it was just another tragic Team of the Week set, I just didn't care. And going forwards for EA, if they change the rewards, and again, I know we've talked about this before, but if they change the rewards and the way they work, it will inspire me personally to play the game more again. Just because there'll be more to play for, I guess. Joseph says, hey Nep, love your videos. By the way, does it take all the skill to use first-time finesse shots, because I'm struggling to do them? Also, this week will be my first FUT Champs. What tips would you give me? My tips, honestly, dude, would be to make sure you play slow, composed FIFA. That's probably the best idea there. Do the finesse shots take skill? Right now, not really. The margin for error is really big, so you could hit it really poorly and still get it green, and also you can hit it in orange and still score. Next week, when they patch the finesse shots, the margin for error is far smaller and the accuracy is going to be reduced. It's going to be very interesting to see if hitting green timed finesses from next week when the patch comes is still going to result in goals in general, especially with the nerf in keeper movement. They've slowed down how quickly the keeper moves when you move the keeper. I wonder if, although from what I've seen in regards to people playing on PC, it seems like finesses are just gone, right? It seems like people are saying that you can't time finesse it anymore. However, a lot of people already don't really get the way that you play this game when abusing mechanics. And so, for example, for crossing stuff here, which you can see me score multiple crossing goals, people are constantly telling me, like, I just don't believe that this exists because I can't do it. And so when I read people say, oh, I used to score time finesses and now I don't score any, they've well and truly nerfed it, whilst I'm not saying that that person is lying, what I feel like is that I would like to experience it myself and to see if it's actually going to become more of a skill shot and less of a everyone can do this as long as you get roughly a green timed finesse shot. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But good luck in your first Foot Champs weekend, man. The last comment we're going to read here, because I'm running out of time, is from DC6. He says, "Hey, Nep, just wanted to say that through watching your videos, I've been given a good understanding of the current meta, but I still seem to find that the 4-1-2-1-2-2 is the best formation for me. I found this strange because everybody seems to use a 4-2-3-1. You may see this as stupid because you would just respond with everyone has different play styles and you clearly play better with one CDM, to which I respond that that's not true at all. When I play FIFA, I see around 8 to 10 teams playing the 4-2-3-1 formation, and they tend to be my most difficult games. The question I beg to you is, can you think of a reason why I can't play the meta formation? Love the videos, so inspiring. Big happy birthday to your daughter for the other week." Well, thank you very much, dude. I appreciate that. The response to this comment is going to go over the time limit here, so again, we'll just have like a screenshot of the team or something as I go over the time of the actual gameplay. The 4-2-3-1 is the most impactful formation, is because it gives you everything you need for the club. You get 4 defenders. You need fullbacks. It gives you 2 CDMs. So in terms of AI defending, you can use one of your CDMs and still have somebody there to cater if you make mistakes. Going forwards, it gives you a lot of width, but it's narrow enough that you can play central. The thing that it doesn't give you is it doesn't give you the ability to do 1-2s. I watch A9 play a lot over this weekend because he streamed his PlayStation games on his Road to Glory. And AA, who is obviously one of the best players, in my genuine opinion, in the world. You know, he's gone 30-0 several times. He beats consistently the pros, like even players like Goal Machine, who is the guy that makes it to the latter stages of every tournament. Beats him comfortably, consistently. You know, he has good back and forth with Goal Machine. So the fact that AA can continually beat these guys, he's obviously an insane player. And he uses the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. He doesn't use the 4-2-3-1. Sometimes he switches to it when he's trying to close out games and such, but generally speaking, he uses the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. And I actually think it comes down to play style. I know you said that people I'll just say it's about play style. 2 things, I think. The first thing is that I think that your play style when attacking, it requires you to have the narrow and 2 striker formation, because you'll play a lot of 1-2s, and you'll play very centrally and don't really abuse the width. And some people have actually told me that you can use the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow for crossing meta as well. Maybe something I might try out myself, but I tried it a few times and I didn't really enjoy it. The problem that you probably have is when defending. You also probably, like, when you're attacking and you're against 2 CDMs, it's going to be difficult for you with the 4-1-2-1-2 because the 2 strikers are covered immediately by the 2 CDMs, right? But you're saying that your most difficult games are against the 4-2-3-1. What that would suggest to me is that you need the 2 strikers in the cam when attacking, but you really miss having 2 CDMs. And so I would honestly say try the 4-2-2-2. That gives you your 2 CDMs, it still gives you your 2 strikers to play centrally, and it gives you 2 cams. And I think that might be better for you. But in terms of, like, what formation works, I don't necessarily think there is always a true meta. It does seem like the 4-2-3-1 is the most overpowered. However, last year, I played the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow last year all year. I tried the 4-2-3-1 a couple of times, and like you're saying here, I just couldn't get involved with it. It just didn't work for me last year. This year, it works perfectly for me. Last year, I couldn't really get it going. Until I watched MS Dosari play the 4-4-2 in one of the events. I switched to the 4-4-2, and it was game-changing for me. I played so much better in that formation. And again, I sit here sometimes and I think to myself, man, imagine what if the 4-1-3-2 is a formation that just allows me to play far better FIFA. And I'm so scared to try it. Not scared, but I'm wary to try it, because what if it's not a formation that suits me well? Now all of a sudden I'm going to start taking losses and get frustrated at this game trying a formation that didn't work. And so I think that's what a lot of people do. I think a lot of people go for the 4-2-3-1 because it seems to be so overpowered, and in general it actually quite is. And so we just get forced into this meta of everyone uses this, and so everyone uses it, instead of people actually experimenting and trying. But anyway, guys, this is going to be the end of the video for today. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rate, and comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.